Hello, fellow StarCraft fanatics, and welcome to another game presented by Squiggles StarCraft. I'm Squiggles, and today I have a game between oGsTOP, the red Terran in the bottom center, and over here on the left we have the blue Terran Butterfly. This is the second game I casted for them today, and both these games were played today, so I'm trying to keep it as current content as I can. This is February 15th. And oh man, I'm so excited after the last game that I cast. You guys should definitely check it out if you haven't yet. It is amazingly epic, and I'm expecting just as good of a game this time around. These guys are both StarCraft 2 pros, and this is on the Asian ladder rather. Let's see. As we get to the actual game, we have oGsTOP. I think I would say he's the favorite to win, but Butterfly is amazingly good, and I'm really just excited to see these really high level players play. Oh, the map, haha, the map. In case anybody doesn't know, this is Metalopolis. It's a really popular, one of the more balanced 2v2 maps, which is used for 1v1 in the StarCraft 2 map pool. So it looks like we have Butterfly. He's going to be making a little wall off at his ramp, always a good idea. More for like Zerg, but it's always pretty standard, pretty stable to do that. Meanwhile, we have oGsTOP, and he's just going to be building his barracks wherever he wants, so that's fine too. And it looks like oGsTOP is going to be scouting first, and he's going to be going the exact wrong way. And Butterfly is going to be scouting just after, and he's going to be going the exact right way. So the first little itsy bitsy sliver of an advantage goes to Butterfly, maybe, but and I want to look at these production at the production tab. If you look at the orbital commands and how close they are, this is what really top level play looks like. They're so close in everything they do until they diverge like they just did. So it looks like Butterfly is getting a second gas, and oGsTOP has not yet got one. So we're going to see a very tech heavy, possibly Banshees from Butterfly, and from oGsTOP we're going to have an early expansion. And they're fairly far apart. So, I mean, not as far apart as if one of them spawned like here, but fairly far apart. So it's a good idea to get your expansion up as quickly as possible. He's just going to be on the defensive, as he does only have one barracks pumping out Marines right now, and just now getting his gas. They both have their orbitals up, and they're both. Oh wow, getting a quick second gas. Okay, so he's going to catch up pretty quickly. And we have what looks like a Reaper coming out for Butterfly. So he loves putting on the early pressure, and he's going to do it again here. The Reapers serve two purposes. One, you can put on early pressure and get some SCV kills, maybe a Marine kill or two. But more importantly, they allow you to scout without wasting scans early on. Because once you have a couple of Marines, you know, like here or here, then your scouting is going to be limited into their base. So by using a Reaper, you can just hop down this cliff right here and zippity-doo-dah your way right along up here and into his base. So you can negate the choke that oGsTOP is making with this bunker and these Marines right here. Okay, it looks like oGsTOP is doing a good job of scouting, and he's going to be just keeping this SCV right around in a little corner. He said a bad word, and he got put in timeout. So we'll see how long he's in detention. Oh, no. Okay, it was pretty short, and he's out. So let's see what happens. Two Reapers now for Butterfly. So he is waiting for two Reapers. Two Reapers infinitely infinitely better than one. And we're going to follow these Reapers as they come over and see what damage they can do. It looks like oGsTOP is bringing his Marines up from below. They're a little bit out of position, and he's getting a few SCV skills right now. And now he is going to look at this micro, very nice. And now he's going to be trying to kite the Marines and still get worker kills, and the other workers come back, they're revolting, and he's able to take it down. It looks like he did lose a few. If we look at the units lost tab, yep, it looks like oGsTOP did get the raw end of that deal, and some good scouting was done by Butterfly. So going back to the production tab, it looks like Butterfly is now getting out, it looks like Banshees and Cloak, so he's going to transition right over, and it gets instantly scanned by oGsTOP, who has spider sense apparently and knows something fishy was up. And he's getting a factory with a tech lab, so I'm expecting to see tanks. We could see Hellions, but I'm expecting to see tanks. Meanwhile, we have more Marines being pumped out. There's the reactor going on, and it looks like he's going to be getting a starport as well as an engineering bay. So he is wary of the cloaked Banshees. And the first Banshee is not out yet, but it should be coming out soon. And the timing on this is if you make your first Banshee right when you start Cloak, then right when Cloak finishes, you'll have 2 Banshees, and 2 Banshees are amazing. Like Cloaked DTs flying around, wrecking havoc. So really, really good. And here comes Siege mode started for Butterfly and a Siege Tank as well. And he is now making his own command center, so he's going to be trying to expand. It looks like Top is quite a bit ahead. oGsTOP is quite a bit ahead as far as expansions go. His is already up, and he's getting this missile turret. And it looks like this Banshee from Butterfly is just fluttering his little wings over here in the corner, not doing anything. And I think he's going to be waiting for his buddy. Maybe not. Looks like he's going to be waiting for Cloak to finish, and Cloak is done. So he's going to see what damage he can do. That is a great turret placement right here. It's able to detect pretty much this entire area right here. So, yep, it's going to shoot him, and here comes the, oh, and is that going to scan? There's the thing, and there's the scan, and down it goes. So that was shut down hard. No real damage done. He did make him use a scan, which is good, but it wasn't worth it for the cost of a Banshee. Meanwhile, oGsTOP continuing to pump SCVs, and it looks like he is getting tanks and siege mode as well as Vikings and Marines. So tank, Marine, Viking for oGsTOP, very, very standard unit composition. And for for Butterfly, looks like we're going to have tanks and Marines and a couple of Banshees, and I'm curious to see what he does with the starport now that the Banshees have kind of been shut down. Looks like he does have another Banshee right here, and he's going to be flying away. Curious to see if a scan goes off. Doesn't look like it. But these Vikings, between Vikings and turrets and Marines, like Banshees are just, I don't know if it's really the best. Looks like siege mode is just finishing up for Top right now. And he has yet to get a +1 or anything for his infantry, but he does have turrets out, which is the whole point of getting that fast engineering by. Okay, it looks like a little expeditionary patrol going to be coming up for oGsTOP and just claim this Xel'Naga watchtower. This one quite vital because of these spawn points. You get good vision of the middle of the map right here, as you can see. And it looks like Butterfly has a couple of tanks and a few tanks, actually, and a handful of Marines, 4 tanks now. So good on the tank count. If we go to the Army tab, we can see, I meant units. We can see that looks like 4 siege tanks versus 2 siege tanks, but oGsTOP is going to have the air superiority. So let's look over, and it looks like Top is going to indeed be moving out right now. He has a couple of siege tanks, and he just needs to get those in a good position. Don't overcommit with him. If he runs into siege tanks when they're not sieged, it's going to be awful. He is sieging up, so he's really just going to be focusing on holding this Xel'Naga watchtower and holding this area right now. And now we have the World War I, World War II style lines getting made with the siege tanks. You can see their siege mode is right here, and this siege mode range is right here. So a little bit of dead zone right in the middle, but it looks like these tanks are going to be scooting up fairly quickly. And, oh, some siege tanks shots going off as Marines probe the front lines. And this Marine running as far this way as he can so he can still hold the Xel'Naga watchtower, but not get sniped by these tanks if a scan goes off. Little drop by oGsTOP up here, going to do a little itsy-bitsy bit of damage, and we're going to make Butterfly pull back some of his units, and it looks like it is going to be shut down right now, and he wants to be careful not to lose this medevac if he can help it. The medevac is going to get away. Phew, so only losing a couple of Marines, not that bad at all. It looks like, oh, wow, oGsTOP aggressively taking a 3rd base. With these spawn points, as you can see, you can expand away from your opponent, so it's actually pretty safe to take expansions like that, especially with this choke right now. If Butterfly wants to do any kind of sneaky attack, he has to either get Banshees and go like this, make this L down here, or go all the way around, kind of like he's doing right now with a scout. But right here in the middle, it's going to be pretty clogged up for the foreseeable future. We have siege tanks sieging all over the place against more siege tanks, Marines in the back because they don't fare so well against mass siege tank. But oGsTOP knows this, and he's going to have just enough defense to hold it, and then he's taking a 3rd. So very, very smart here. Looks like a couple more siege tanks going up. Ooh, great sieging right here, getting close to the Xel'Naga watchtower. So I'm going to be curious to see how Butterfly attempts to break this, if he even attempts to break this. It doesn't look like he will. Top going to sacrifice that position and just scoot back. The siege tanks were hurt kind of bad, so he probably wants to keep those alive. Okay, his 3rd is done. Look at this, very, very sexy. Both of them getting sensor towers right on the edge, because neither of them have units right now, as you can see. Neither of them have units that can really attack them, so they're getting the maximum amount of vision into their opponent's base, or I should say their sonar, or their plinging stuff. Let's go back to the production tab. We can see looks like infantry just getting lots of upgrades and more upgrades and tanks and marines and all kinds of good stuff. And I'm just really curious to see what happens. This is a great siege tank placement right here, by the way. He's going to have to use a scan or something. And, ooh, look at this. Like, Spidey sense, he knows, like, this is danger zone right here. So he's just sieging up just outside of range. So even if he scans, he's going to be outside of range. Now, a big thing to watch for is going to be the Viking count, because Vikings are going to give the ability to scout without using scans and get maximum range in our siege tanks. Now, let's look up here. It looks like oGsTOP is going to be having a little bit of a poke. Actually, that's a freaking full-blown attack. Poke up to the top. He has taken his third, and he wants to make sure that Butterfly does not secure his third, which he is doing just now. He's a little bit behind as far as that goes, but oGsTOP feels he has this pretty much secured, and so he's going to go for a really, really tight contain. He's going to siege up these siege tanks right here and split these Marines, and now he has Butterfly in kind of a pinch maneuver. He's got to be careful not to waste those Marines, but now Butterfly is kind of against the ropes. He's feeling the pressure. He's not able to take a third. And oGsTOP's third is getting decently close to saturated and dropping more mules there, as we can see. So Butterfly is trying to shift guys around, trying to figure out how he can take out this army without sacrificing too much strength here and being overrun. And so there's going to be little skirmishes all over the place. He's using these Vikings to spot the top. Just has to be careful of these Marines who can snipe those. So it looks like he is just sending up tons of reinforcements up toward the front. He is going to solidify this front, try to keep this position as long as he can, and deny this third. And really, he can't even take Butterfly, can't even take this third because oGsTOP controls the Zelnaga, and if you put tanks right here, you can just shell this line, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So it looks like he is moving in now, and he is just unsieging and sieging back up. Scans going down everywhere, and he is going to try to push up, and he does manage to push up just a little bit now. He's probably going to be leapfrogging these tanks forward. At the same time, taking a fourth. So oGsTOP, content to contain, very slowly push the front right here, and just keep expanding and get way, way, way ahead of his opponent. The Viking counts, it does look like, are in Butterfly's favor, but I don't really know how much it's going to matter because oGsTOP has so many units, so many tanks, and a clear control of the middle of the map and of the top right here, denying a third really from here or here, and even has a scout up here to make sure he doesn't ninja a third over there. So, oh man, Butterfly is really against the ropes here. He needs to make something happen. And it looks like a very, very slow tank push by oGsTOP as he creeps toward the middle. And it looks like, oh no, Butterfly just going to just go for it. No, pulling back, sacrificing Marines for really no purpose there. And oGsTOP content to scan and just sit on his lead. There goes the worker transfer and just getting tons of upgrades and expansions. And he is unsieging. It looks like this could be the moment that he is just going to push in. Let's see what he does up here. These are just sieges that are going to stay. And he's just going to 1A through all this. He says, I have so much stuff, it doesn't even matter. And indeed he does. Look at these tanks. Wow, that is a lot of tanks with Marines in support. And he is just going to push up through the middle. And there is not a lot that Butterfly is going to be able to do about it. Butterfly was trying to expand again, but now it looks like he is just straight up going to lose. And here comes the siege right here. And there is nothing Butterfly can do. And I expect GG at any moment. He's behind in base, he's behind in army, losing all of his stuff. His front's been broken, and this was just incredibly well played by oGsTOP. And there is the GG. Wow, that was a good game. Great play by oGsTOP. And thanks, guys, for watching. See ya.